And I knew that if I could do what you guys did, and I knew that when Stone Cold Steve Austin was watching me wrestle, he would say, I want to work with that guy, or I don't want to work with that guy. So I had to be on my A game to know that Steve Austin would tell Vince McMahon, I want to work with him next. And I remember one night I had a cage match with Chris Benoit where you were commentating.
Yep.
And I watched the match over, and I saw you in awe because you were watching us do the most stupid stunts, most idiotic crap in the main event at Raw in a cage where we were Germaning each other off the top rope, flipping off the top of the cage, and you were just sitting there speechless. And I thought to myself, oh, man, Austin's not going to want to work with me because he thinks I'm nuts.
Well, you know what? It was interesting because I watched that match this morning on YouTube before I came up to talk to you, and I remember that night, and what you're saying is true. I mean, yeah, halftime I was being stone cold, and I was commentating, but I was blown away by what I was seeing, and you guys stole the show. I mean, that match had an impact for several months. I mean, anytime someone stepped into a cage right after that, they were expected to try to top the effort that you and Benoit put forth, and that wasn't going to happen. I mean, the moonsault off the top, the diving headbutt off the top, the suplexes off the top rope, the belly to backs. I mean, just the whole thing from top to bottom. And it was in a crash and burn fashion, but laid out in strong psychology. Would I have worked that match? No, probably not. We would have done many of the same things, but many different things. But no, I thought you guys told a wonderful story that night, and it was a bust-ass, badass match.
Well, I appreciate it, but at the same time, you know, when I watched it back, I said, oh, man, he's not going to work with me. And this is when Benoit was just starting to get up to the main event level, and you know, me, I felt like I took a step back, and we put it together, right? But I think it was so crazy that, you know, when you have the top guy ever in the business watching and saying, shit, I don't want to work with these guys. It's kind of like all that effort that we did out there was for nothing. And that's why when I saw the look on your face, I'm like, I got really down on myself, like, oh, man, why did I do that? And I felt like I screwed up.
Well, but you know, from a standpoint of a guy like me watching that, and maybe even I can't speak for Undertaker, but a guy like him or me would watch this and think, wow, look what this guy is capable of. Look at what this guy is willing to do. If you can just change his, you know, head around a little bit or do the things you want to do in the context that you want to do. Hey, but also to see that you're very safe, you're very sound, you take care of people, then that's the kind of guys you want to work with. And also, when you watch a guy, you know, putting it all on the line like that on a Monday Night Raw, and you think, look at the effort. This son of a bitch wants to be on top, and he's making it known. And with that being said, I'm not saying for everybody to go out there, these young cats who are trying to come up, to go jump off a bunch of really big, tall cages and stuff. It's part of the dues-paying process.